Cheers. I used to crush pints of beer, but now I crush pints of chocolate-flavored protein shakes because I tried to hit at least 200 grams of protein a day, which is crazy. I know it's part of this health regimen I'm on, and it's based off of my body weight and how much protein I need to build and gain and all that. And it's crazy because as a person who has finally gotten their health in order, I've never felt more full, but also have never felt more energetic and good. It's amazing when you make that switch, and I don't know, this felt like sharing that because I'm feeling good about it, and hopefully if you're struggling to do the diet and exercise thing, this can serve as a little bit of inspiration that if I can do it, man, you can absolutely do it. So just a thought. Now let's get into today's video. What's up, guys? Hope you are doing well, and today we're talking about a sneaker that has been one of my favorite new model releases in the last few years, but what's kind of cool is that it's a hybrid of two other releases, a release that is decades old and a more modern release, and they put them together and they created what I think is an even better shoe, and I think that's evidenced by the number of releases that this hybrid is getting over the two models that it is based off of. The Nike Overbreak, in this awesome navy, orange, white colorway with a little bit of black. Very similar to the Huaraches we just did, but yeah, I don't know. Is there a theme? Maybe. Before we get into more of it, let's first take a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and now that you've seen a closer look of these bad boys right here, welcome. My name is Steve. Thank you for joining us, and if you are new here, consider joining the fam. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I want you guys to be a part of it. Your likes, comments, subscription, engagement, all of that is what makes this sneaker channel great. It's not me, it's you. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Also, check out my helpful links down in the description below. Protective shoe spray and cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean, my favorite sneaker books, as well as links to cop these bad boys if there are some available. Now, these are the Nike Overbreaks, and like I said, they're a hybrid of two other Nike models, one old and one new, and I believe these dropped in 2020, this version, and the newer model I believe also dropped in either 2020 or 2019, but the OG model that these are based off of is the Nike Daybreak, and you might be familiar with those. There have been a bunch of different variations and collaborations have used the Daybreak model, and it's your classic Nike retro low cut, now lifestyle sneaker that it was one point a running sneaker. So the Daybreak is mostly used now as a sneaker to try to channel a little bit of retro vibes, but they've taken that upper and they have fused it with the midsole and outsole of a ridiculously futuristic looking shoe called the Nike Overbreak. And the Overbreak, I believe, was an ISPA release, and it was just kind of an over exaggeration of a lot of different things, and it shoved a ton of Nike React foam into the midsole, and I think that shoe was a little too out there. So then Nike puts these two together, maybe as kind of like a one-off or just kind of to see what happens. Somebody liked the aesthetic. I don't know the story, but it seems like to me that this Overbreak has really outperformed the Daybreak and the Overreact because you see so many more releases in this silhouette as opposed to the other two, and because I really do feel like it meshes that old with new very well, and it's created a silhouette that just looks great in a lot of ways and is really on point for today's kind of sneaker aesthetics and what we're looking for. One of the dope things about this Overbreak is, I think even more so than the Overreact, at the time that this shoe was produced for the first time, this was the most React foam that you could get in any Nike model. And you really feel that on these. I mean, these things kind of make you feel like you're 2 inches taller. I don't know how much height they really add, but there is so much foam underneath these. They feel awesome. They feel kind of springy, but very stable. There's a little bit less spring to Nike React foam, in my opinion, than say an Ultra Boost foam. So if you have an Ultra Boost sneaker that has a ton of Ultra Boost foam in it, this isn't going to feel as squishy as that one. I personally like that as just a bigger, heavier person. I need a little bit more stability, and I don't want there to be that kind of Achilles fatigue you get with super squishy shoes, so I like that in this as well. This feels similar to the Mountain Flies. If you've tried on those ACG Mountain Flies, it's got a nice big platform on it, though this is like all foam. There's no carbon plate, there's no air units that I know of in this. It's just a whole bunch of foam, but there is some nice rubber pieces inserted in the toe here and at the back of the heel that give you a little bit more stability and feel like you're not just like wobbling on two big pieces of foam. So overall, this thing feels awesome on foot. And there have been some other dope colorways that have dropped, as well as a dope collaboration with Undercover, which really took this aesthetic and blew it out even more. I really like those Undercover releases, as well as like the Hot Curry release, the more purple Baroque brown release I did a video on. There have been some dope colorways that have dropped in these overreacts, and this one is no different. Like I said earlier, it's kind of close to the Huaraches that we just reviewed with this blue and black here, but those had the gray. This adds in that classic Nike orange, and that just looks super clean and nice to me. I love the way this contrasts with that big, fat, chunky white midsole. It just looks great. It's a nice contrast. It's a nice look. I think I've found myself now getting more into navy sneakers for some reason, and I really like the look of this kind of canvas finish on these as well. It just looks nice. I've always loved the combination of navy and white anyway. I think one of my favorite, more or less underrated Jordan 11s are those Win-like 96s, the navy blue with the white. It almost looks like a Concord, but it's not. I just think it looks so dope, and this one is no exception. Of course, classic Nike orange, you can't go wrong there. It's got a really nice look to it. Like I said, with the materials, you got mostly a canvas finish here, except for the Nike swoosh is done in a leather, and you get that little hit of orange in the back with the printed Nike at the back there. Little Overbreak black tongue there, the nice Nike Overbreak tag. I like the way that looks. I love the laces. Every Overbreak release I've had my hands on has these really nice thick rope laces, very similar to the rope laces you get on, say, Jordan 11s. I love the way that those feel. They just feel durable. They feel nice. They feel a little bit more higher end. And then, of course, this crispy white foamy midsole and outsole that it just looks like it's from another planet slapped onto a retro sneaker. I think that's kind of my favorite thing about this shoe, is just kind of how outlandish it looks, but also classic in so many ways. So overall, the materials and everything is great. Everything looks fine. It's not the most premium shoe, but it's also not the most premium price point. And it's a great everyday shoe to kind of add a real chunky shoe aesthetic to your look without it being like a dad shoe, because typically for a lot of the chunky look type of sneakers, it's kind of based in that dad shoe aesthetic. So if you wanted to shy away from the dad shoe look, here is your option of going with a little bit more of a crazier, still chunky type of silhouette. In terms of fit, guys, I go with my true size. So the same size I do an Air Force One in, I go with these, and they fit fine. There's no issues there. They're nice and comfortable. You lace them up, you're good to go. Great everyday sneaker. Like I said, overall, I have to recommend them because I've always liked them from the beginning. You can see my old videos talking about them. It's just a great shoe, and I will continue to rock them probably until they stop making them, in which case I'll then maybe want to stock up on some pairs, because this does feel like one of those sneakers that might get discontinued in a few years, and then 10 years from now we'll look back and say, damn, do you remember those Overbreaks? Yeah, like those were heat. I wish they made those again. And so, guys, that does it for me on this video of the Nike Overbreaks in this really dope midnight navy black classic Nike orange colorway with the fat chunky white midsole. Let me know what you think about these down in the comments below. I will do my best to hit you back. I try to be the CEO responding to the comments, so drop one. I will respond. Also, if you are new here, consider joining the fam. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and I want you guys to be a part of it. Your likes, comments, subscription, engagement, all that is what makes the sneaker channel great. It's not me, it's you, and I appreciate each and every last one of you. Also, check out my helpful links down in the description below. Protective shoe spray and cleaning kits to keep your kicks clean, my favorite sneaker books, as well as links to cop these bad boys right here, if there are some available. And with all that being said, hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.